All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely Simon Huck. I asked him, what do you want to be introduced as? Because you really do it all. I say PR guru, Fran said entrepreneur, husband.
I said husband.
Traveler, businessman. You cover it all.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm such a fan of you guys.
We're so excited because, we obviously know exactly who you are and have followed your life for a long time. And when we all connected via Instagram, Rhea and I were like, he wants to talk to us.
I was like, wait, what?
No,
so flattered.
I creeped you both. I was like,
So
I was
flattered.
creeping in your stories. Yeah, no, I'm such a fan. I'm very excited.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. It's funny. I'm very good friends with Emma from Comments by Celebs, and I texted her 2 days ago, and I was like, Simon's coming in, and she was like, 2 things you need to know about him. He's the fastest texter in the world. Like, there is nobody who will respond faster to a text than him, and he also had the best wedding ever.
Oh my God, she's so kind. Okay, the wedding was insane. I did too. And I hook up my phone to my laptop.
Yeah.
So I am rapid fire all day long on text. I can't stop myself.
Do you ever get tired?
God, that's a good way to be.
It is.
No, I don't get tired. I really, like during the day, I really like to be on it because there's so much stuff going on between the businesses and personal stuff. So no, I'm also on Instagram DM like, bye. Like I'm the fastest response.
Do you feel like if you don't answer right away, you'll forget about it? Like that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, if I don't answer right now, I'm never answering.
Yeah, there's a little bit of anxiety around that. And also I just like to, it's like this OCD where I'm like, clear the box.
Yeah.
When I get a DM from you, I'm excited. Like
I love you.
I love you more. I posted a story about how I stopped smoking weed, and I was shocked when you were in there. You were like, oh my gosh, I relate to this so much. I was like, what?
No, I was Pablo Escobar. I smoked for 16 years every day. And then I realized that it was like affecting my sleep. I was groggy during the day and I went cold turkey. And it was really, really hard. Like people are like, oh, it's not addictive. No. It's addictive.
Is.
And I also thought like I was so fun when I smoked. I was so light. Like alcohol makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And it took me 6 months. How long did it take you to quit?
Literally one day I just stopped.
You just stopped cold turkey?
I just stopped. I freaked out. Everyone always says, and I'm sure you heard this too, because I smoked for a very long time, every day, multiple times a day, wake up, go to bed, before I shower, before I did anything, I had to smoke. And then I started smoking a lot less, but still every day. And then one day I just had this freak out, like genuinely felt like I don't know what I was seeing. Like I thought I was hallucinating. And honestly, I was getting weed from like a bodega in the city.
Stop.
And I think there must have been
something
I'm convinced it was laced because I had never felt like this before. And then that day I threw everything that I owned out. Like any bowl, like papers,
I had a bong.
weed,
I did it
everything.
all.
I just threw it in the garbage and I was like, I'm just going to stop and see what happens.
And immediately you were able to fall asleep at night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Which is shocking.
You're a power sleeper. You don't even need Lemme sleep.
I love to sleep. No, but I'm trying Lemme sleep.
Yeah, no, you need to. She'll knock you down. No, I did it mostly for sleep. So I didn't smoke during the day. But then at night, I would get like properly blazed.
Yeah.
Like at the time I was dating like my now husband and he would be like, are you well? It's a Tuesday. And I'm like flying around the apartment. Yeah. So no, I'm happy. I'm like so happy that I don't need it anymore.
Same. Isn't it funny though? Like you said, and Fran, I'm sure you can attest to this, that like there's a difference between the way you act and the people around you can notice it too. Like when you were smoking all the time, like you thought you were so fun, but everyone else is like, I can't talk to this person because they're just high.
No, you're a zombie, actually. Yeah. No, it and also like even doing this podcast, like I would be like hazy. Like I was sick of feeling like that.
I was recording every podcast high, basically.
Stop.
And it was very functional for a while until then I just...
Extremely. You would never have known.
Yeah.
You could carry on interviews high. Like, no. That's a gift.
I remember there was actually...
She never really had to tell. Like, there was no, like, she didn't get, like, glazy eyes or, like, anything like that. So it was, you would never really know.
Yeah, my only tell was on the inside where I was, like, freaking out internally.
Oh, the panic attack?
Yeah,
just
constant. On the inside.
No, but that's great.
When did you stop? How long ago was that?
I stopped 5 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
I was a really bad sleeper. So I had tried sleeping pills and I relied on pot as part of the sleep hygiene. And then I read this incredible book. My friend Melissa Wood got me on meditating, and the combination of like sticking to this like very strict sleep schedule and meditating cured my sleeping issues.
Really?
I'm now like, I now just go native. Like I just fall asleep. Like
Just
I literally,
raw.
yeah,
You just close your eyes.
I close my eyes and
I'm
fall
asleep.
Which normally, like, I was like, I'll try some NyQuil. Like, I was trying
Yeah.
every version of how to get to sleep. And now the only thing I take, honestly, this is not a pluck, is Lemme.
I'm gonna break it out because
I know. I kept mine next to my.
so excited about these.
Next to my chair.
I'm so excited you guys get to try them. They are
too. I've been dying.
delicious.
And we've been traveling so much lately because we're doing our tour, and I feel like just for the plane to just like knock out.
It's such a nice sleep.
These are the sleep tight gummies. I'm so excited about these.
And you know, the gummy form is just such a delight. Like
It is a delight. It is a
just
delight.
feels like you're having a little piece of candy or something. You don't because there's so
chill.
many like pills.
There's so
and
many
vitamins and like you're just throwing shit down your throat every day. Like you're like what you know.
Yeah,
and this is such
the
a
thing.
fun
Courtney
alternative.
wanted to do gummy vitamins, but all the gummy vitamins that we tried, we spent years trying every single. They're all made with junk ingredients.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was like, how can we make a gummy vitamin that's delicious, that has clinically studied ingredients, but actually works?
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years later, and like 1,000 gummy samples, we did it, and
amazing.
I'm not a capsule person. Like I want a treat.
Yeah.
So for this,
like a little candy.
Yeah, no, Phil and I, my husband, we just sit there with like a little bowl and we're like, this is the dosage. We're having 2 of each. It's really good.
That is
That's
so
perfect.
cool. And now you said this was like a 4-year process. Where did the idea come from? How did you guys get started? I want to hear all about the process of it.
Okay, so Courtney and I have been friends for 20 years, and she was always the girl on every chat that's like, you should try this. You should do cold plunge. You should, like, before wellness was wellness, like Courtney was the girl on the group chat. You know, we all have a girl on the group chat who's like, have
Absolutely.
you tried? And then they send you the link and you're like, are you well?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing a cold plunge. This is 10 years ago when it was like not the rage. So she always knew she wanted to launch a vitamin supplement brand. And I think she just kind of waited for the timing to be right for her. She was recently in a relationship with Travis, and it all just made sense for her. And we started the exploration 3 years ago. And we always knew we wanted to work together on something. You know, when you're working with like a best friend, it just, you guys know, it's like a joy. So we launched 8 months ago. We're launching so many different formats. And I fly to LA twice a month to film content with her. And it's literally like not a job.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this real?
It is so nice. And we're like you said, working with a friend is so nice. But I want to go like way back also, because I think so many people know who you are and know your name, but are like, how did he get to this point?
Who is this stranger?
So like, what was Simon doing in his 20s?
Yeah. So it's crazy. I grew up in Canada, Ottawa, Canada, in like a small town. Had no proximity to celebrity or entertainment, but was always obsessed with celebrities.
Yeah.
I was like a freak. I would watch the Oscars and the Grammys and wonder like, how is this manager representing this person? Like, who's this person walking the celebrity down the carpet? Like, what is a publicist? But I had no proximity to it. There was not a chance I would ever be able to meet someone or even get an in the industry. And I was reading in Us Weekly. I was 20 years old in college, and there was an article about a woman named Lizzie Grubman. And Lizzie was a famous publicist in New York, and she was partners with this guy named Jonathan Chebin, who now goes by Food God.
Yes. Which, by the way, I was going to ask you, how ridiculous.
No. I mean, that's a whole other, we'll double click on that in a sec. So I called her office. I said, I'll work for free. I'll do whatever it takes. And they were like, okay, if you're in New York City, we'll take an interview with you. So I called my parents, lied. I was like, I got a job interview. Flew down to New York the next day, wore a ridiculous outfit, flew into the office, like so excited. I basically said, I'll do coffee, I'll do errands, I'll get lunch for you. And they were like, fine, you'll work for free. We're never going to give you a job. You can start on Monday. And that was my moment. That was like the moment that changed my life. I then left Lizzie, went to work for Jonathan, met the girls, the Kardashian family, met Kim in 2006.
Yeah.
Chloe was a personal assistant for Nicole Richie. I was Jonathan's personal assistant. We met when we were working.
Yeah.
And then in 2008, I remember sitting at Koi. I don't know if you guys remember Koi.
Yes.
Okay, Koi was like the inventor of this, like the crispy rice tuna
right.
thing.
Yes.
Like they invented that. I don't know where they are now. I miss you, Koi. And we were sitting at this restaurant and they were like, we got an offer to do a show on E. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, Anna Nicole Smith was on E. Like that's not the vibe. Like, no, thank God no one listened to me. And that was the beginning of kind of this like long relationship in entertainment. I then took over the company. I bought the company from Jonathan in 2011. And our agency now connects brands with celebrities. So it's confusing. People are like, oh, but you're in PR, but you do deals. I represent brands and I negotiate brand deals with celebrities. So that's the business I've had for 15 years.
So it's on the brand side.
I'm on the brand side.
Okay.
Right.
So, but it's confusing, right? Because I did PR and I'm with the girl. It's like, what does he do?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really my.
You guys had your stint on reality TV for a hot sec.
We did. Thank you for being so kind. It was a stint. Like we barely got 8 episodes. They were like, "We're shutting you down,"
which was sad because I actually vividly remember loving it, just because I was also on the side of like so fascinated by celebrities and what it was like behind the scenes,
right?
And working in that kind of like communications PR world.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I think like my guess is maybe I think I'm like late high school-ish.
Right.
So I'm like, what do I want to do in college? Communications. I want to be a like. So I'm like watching this show. I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And then they, it was a few
canceled
episodes.
her. Yeah, no, they had to cancel her. And PR and communications was like the new psychology. Like when I went to college, everyone was like, we're in psychology. I was I see you.
Yeah.
And then it became PR and communications.
Yep.
No, the show was great. I think I realized that during the show that I felt more comfortable being behind the camera. Like Jonathan wanted to, I think I could say this and he wouldn't kill me, but he really wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
I don't think that's a groundbreaking.
Yeah, that's not like a groundbreaking news. And I was like, I think you need to want that. I think you need to be okay with having people comment on Instagram posts. And like, I'm way too sensitive.
Yeah.
If someone says one bad thing about me, I am spiraling for days. So I knew that I was okay being a part of it, but I never wanted that to be like the centerpiece of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But it's funny that you mentioned that because Food God was an avid blocker for somebody who wants to be or wanted to be very famous. He went through a blocking spree.
Oh, is he not still blocking?
I don't know if he's still blocking, but I got blocked. I didn't say anything.
No.
And then I met him. And remember, it was the Sports Illustrated party a couple years ago at the Super Bowl. And I went up to him and I was like, you blocked me on Twitter and I don't know why. And we just had this funny moment. And
I wonder why he blocked you. Did you say anything?
I don't know. I can't confirm.
Right, you can't confirm or deny.
I can't confirm or deny. But I don't remember saying anything about Food God specifically. I do remember that my cousin... like maybe had like a little back and forth, like she was like a random. Just
he also like
Twitter.
He elicits that type of reaction with some of his bold comments.
What was your reaction when he was like, "I'm changing my name," and what do you call him?
I call him John.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I don't know what you're doing, but I support you. But I'm calling you John because I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I
It's hard to make a change like that, and like you have to. You can't expect your people in your life that have known you forever to just change. Like new people, sure, they're meeting you as this name, but you've got a long history with the prior name.
Yeah, and it's also like it's like a little character that he's developed, but he really does live it.
Yeah.
So when I do call him John in front of other people, he does correct me.
Yeah.
He's like very excuse me.
Yeah, no, very forced. Like in front of my husband, I'm like, okay, we're good. Yeah. No, he's obviously unwell, and I mean that in the best way.
That's amazing. You are probably loving for your business the surge that social media has had in the past like 10 years or so, because for what you do, that is actually perfect.
It's crazy though, because when we started this business, there was like a handful of 20, 30 celebrities that you would cast in campaigns. And now like, we say the word celebrity, but there's like influencers, there's so many options. It's insane.
In every avenue. Like there is somebody in every single category, like field.
Crafting influencers. Like there's painting, pottery. It's
knitting.
It's insane. And now TikTok has obviously changed the game. I love it. I think it's just changed the industry. And it's also democratized celebrity. And even when I think of Fashion Week, like I remember the old school, like there were 20 celebrities that you invite and there were 10 people, industry people you would invite to an event and no one else got in. And front row was like so highbrow. Even with the Kardashians, like I remember people who wouldn't invite them to events, and like those same people send me offers for them all the time. And I think like, oh, I'm so tired. You know, like people are just, I mean, people are just so obvious.
How do you feel like the trend is now with brands? Do brands want to work more with these big name celebrities that obviously come with a big price tag, or do they like the kind of influencer marketing?
I think there's always going to be the brand that wants that like bright, flashy name that gets people really excited in like the hallways of whatever office they're in. But more and more they're saying, okay, if I've got this budget, I'm going to break this budget down into specific categories and really do something that can be impactful that's a lot more niche.
Yeah.
Basically, you were asking if like we have a shot.
I wasn't, but
you
know,
already are brands. Hi.
You said that you fly out to LA twice a month to shoot content, all of that. Can we get a like kick on the ASMR thing? Like, can we tell Courtney? Like, I've seen the small clips. Like, full, maybe like 30-minute ASMR. She only has to shoot it one time.
No, do you love her ASMR?
She loves ASMR.
And I love ASMR.
Wait, that makes me so happy. When we first started talking to her about it, she's like, I guess I can do one. And I'm like, I actually need one a month.
Yeah.
Because they're doing
it wasn't enough.
No, and Courtney's she's not in it, right? Like she doesn't know that like ASMR is like a trend on TikTok. She's like, oh, this is fun. And also the way she speaks kind of plays perfectly to ASMR. It's total deadpan.
Yeah, it's already ASMR.
It's already like we did one in Ulta, like because we were launching in Ulta last week, and she was just like she killed it. She doesn't even know. She doesn't know how funny her delivery is, which is like part of it. It's like it's meta. But no, I will tell her we need to do like full 30-minute sessions.
And then maybe she never has to do it again, but just do 30 minutes and then you can cut them into, you can splice them up a little bit for Reels and TikTok.
We did a sleep ASMR that just like went crazy on TikTok.
I'm a huge ASMR person and you know, people don't get it unless you are also an ASMR person. You know what I mean? Like if you start talking to somebody about ASMR and you explain what it is, they're like, you're a freak. Like they think you're getting off to the ASMR. And I'm like,
I am. Yeah. Yeah.
And like also just so calm, you know,
it's
like
so
puts you to
calm.
sleep. W Magazine does, have you ever seen this?
I've seen it. Yeah.
They do the ASMR interviews and they don't do enough.
They don't do enough.
They put one out like once every couple of months. I'm like, how are you not getting these people to do them more?
I know. Honestly, this interview is going to help because I think the team was feeling like we have to make it special, but now I'm going to double down. Like, no, we don't.
I'm telling you, people will eat up
a
Kourtney Kardashian ASMR YouTube video.
It's not a thing that like has to be a one-off thing. The more options, it's like when you go into those sleep apps and people tell you stories, like you want more options.
Yeah.
Like I want 20 Kourtney videos I can choose from.
Yeah. That's that I like. KSMR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
KSMR.
Yeah. No, TikTok coined it. We didn't.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
So good.
It's
amazing.
It's
genius.
It is. Okay. So I want to go back because I feel like you have to have some great stories like 2009 on.
Even before. Yeah.
On. And I'm just like, I feel like everyone's so fascinated now with that time period because now we're all like on social media and everything, and with Britney and everything that's happened, it's like let's talk about those paparazzi days and what was going on. What were some of like the craziest things you witnessed in real life?
You know, I just remember celebrities who I think like generally celebrities like play it a lot more aloof. They're like, oh my God, how did that photographer show up? Like big celebrities, small celebrities. Like there was this aloofness back then, which once I was in the business, I was like, this is, please don't play me. I think nowadays the trend is to talk about those things a lot more openly. Back then, everything was so coveted. Also, like nightlife was so big back then. Like Bungalow 8, celebrities were doing the naughtiest things constantly. But then the invention of like the camera phone.
Chills.
I remember waiting outside of Bungalow 8 and I was with Food God and they would only let him in. And that piece of shit left me to die. I was
my
like, there's
God.
the what was the bouncer's name? Disco. And he let Jonathan in, and like he was like, "You're not coming in." I forgot. I was wearing something ridiculous. Obviously, I was from Canada.
Yeah.
Like it was insane. And I remember like I finally got in like months later, and like it was George Clooney. It was this one. It was like Lindsay Lohan when she was on fire. Like it was. And no one had phones. So like they were dancing on tape. People were crazy back then. And nightlife completely changed. Like nightlife, we used to represent nightclubs. Like you would have star publicists like bring celebrities like in the back door. And it was this whole world which doesn't exist now. Nightlife has changed now. It's DJs. It's celebrity culture doesn't really exist in nightlife anymore as it did.
And everybody's filming everything. Like, when you go out, there's a chance that there's a camera on you.
Yes. And there's like no BTS anymore. Like everything is front of house. Like everyone is sharing every tidbit. You got an email from someone asking for like the rider of a celebrity. Suddenly that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's no NDAs. Like bring it on. I'm going to break it.
Yeah. It's like fun in some way and also kind of takes away the fun in another way.
Yes. There's no.
I would say we're pretty trustworthy. Like, if we have a guest that comes on, if they tell us something, whatever, we never tell anybody.
Right.
And then I'm shocked when I see other people sharing things that people tell. I'm like, we would never do that.
Right.
Well, it's like that's, I feel like the power has shifted, and like Dumois has also made a career out of kind of like airing all these things out in the wild, and everybody is dying for that information, but we were dying for it so hard that now it's almost too much that I'm like, I don't really care about what Jack Harlow's ordering at lunch.
No,
like,
no, it's
like,
too
but
much.
it's some, and you're like, these people, like,
there's no balance.
Yes. Like, there's got to be some stuff that needs to still be like a little hidden.
Oh, totally. We used to do like, at the time it was Diddy. I think it was Diddy. Like he's changed his name so many times.
Yes.
But his white party. So we would like be in charge of press and celebrities, and like he was so like the list was so tight. No one was getting in unless it was the creme de la creme. And he would sit on the top floor of his home in East Hampton, and he would look and see like that person's wearing cream pants. I said white. It's white on white. Like it was that level of parties. And I think now it's like there's sponsors. There's like so they get a list. The liquor brand gets a list. The shoe brand, everyone has a list.
Yeah.
So suddenly like the parties that were once like very tight are a little more general public.
It's not so exclusive anymore.
No.
You mentioned the like who's eating what lunch.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I saw Vince Vaughn eats a turkey leg at Disney. Or no, Joe Manganiello. That's how you pronounce his name. Sophia
the
Vergara's
True Blood
husband.
guy with the body?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, yes.
Love him. Then I read he eats a turkey leg at Disney, and I'm like, why? I don't need to know that information.
It's too much.
Yeah, like
it's
now
too much.
the allure of Joe Manganiello has gone away because I know he eats a turkey leg at Disney,
right? Like,
and I'm not happy about that.
He should be eating like I don't know what he should be eating, like a chicken breast. I don't know, not a turkey leg.
I mean, I guess he's like this is the visual of
or
him
like
doing
how
that.
people were in high school. Sometimes I'm like, it's like, oh my God, you. Sometimes I was mean in high school. Like I don't want anybody to think I'm mean now because
don't
one
dig up my
time I was
past.
mean in high school.
Yeah.
And also, everybody like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but like everybody who's a star now was bullied in high school. No, you weren't.
Yeah. No, you were fine.
Yeah.
You were totally fine.
I was a loser and a nerd in high school. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
And you have to like, especially for me, because I'm in like the industry of it, I have to stop myself from being jaded where I'm like, don't start with this. Like you hear the confessionals on like a social media post and I'm like, don't do this.
What's the most tiresome thing that you think you hear that you're just like, this is just...
Okay, so my biggest ick is when celebrities complain about the paparazzi. It is such a trigger for me. First of all, I don't want to like get into specifics. I can't take the trolls, but like there was a recent couple who came to New York and complained about this like high-speed chase. And I just want to say like, when you are at a certain level of celebrity, you have access to some of the best security personnel in the world. These people are like, they provide security for like the heads of state. Like you know how to enter a hotel, you know how to enter an event. You can come up with plans to escape the paparazzi or at least have a safe way to do it. So it's hard for me to hear this like sob story when celebrities like, I just don't get a minute. Well, also you've made $50 million last year. Like there's that balance where having been in the industry, it's a little bit cringe.
Yeah. Do you think that people complain about it, but also call it on themselves?
I don't know if you're at that level, you are being hunted all day. Like they're waiting outside your home, but there are certain celebrities who are just know how to deal with it. Like you rarely see Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And they are living in Los Angeles. They're living in New York. They're in the Hamptons, and you rarely see them. And so they understand how to move. They're so used to moving like this. They know how to move in a certain way.
And we've had that conversation recently about Taylor Swift too, because like for the last few years, you never really saw her. She was in a more private relationship, and there were no paparazzi photos of her. But now, like every single time she's walking in and out of the studio in New York, there's pictures of her. But it's like
she's on a tour. She's on a tour.
Yeah,
she's
like
on a
she
tour.
wants to be seen.
Yes, like she's seen when she wants to be seen.
And then she goes, and then she's hiding for 5 years, and you don't see one photo of her.
Exactly.
So I think they all know what's up, and I also think like the audience is so savvy now. Like everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
You know, I think when someone's like, okay, you don't know how to enter a hotel without being seen, like we know you know.
Yeah.
What do you feel about Leonardo DiCaprio and the way he moves about? Because we talked about this the other day, and I'm like, we know it's you in the black hat and the black mask.
No, we see you.
Like you have now done this look a billion times. We know it's you.
We are seeing you. Yeah, we see your face. We know you're at a nightclub.
Yep.
You love a lounge. I don't ever see him because he is a nightclub guy. And he always tries to like avoid the photos too, which I think it's hard because I get you want to have fun and you still have this public persona. I don't know. I plead the fifth on him. I have no thoughts on Leo.
Yeah. It's just it does. We laugh because it's like we know what your uniform is.
Yes.
It's still like feel like it's his way of being like, oh, don't. It's not
me.
Right.
But it's you. We know it's you.
We know
it's a dead giveaway now, but you're also the only person walking around like that.
Right. And you're also going to places where you know you're going to get photographed. Yeah. Like if you're going to a nightclub in LA or New York, there's going to be a camera phone on you, whether you think it's going to happen or not. Like someone's peeking with their phone.
Yeah. Okay, so reality TV, you've obviously been on multiple episodes of Keeping Up when it was Keeping Up, and now we're on Hulu. How do you feel about like being on the show? Like, what was your first feelings about being featured on the show, and then like how do you feel about it now?
So now, I mean, it's a family, and they've been doing it for so many seasons. You just, it's probably like you guys filming the show. You don't even notice that the cameras are on you. And the girls are also, they're producers of the show. You feel very comfortable. So it's why it feels so natural, because you can talk about 100 different things in your day. And if you talk about something that's like deeply personal or private that doesn't pertain to the show, like they're not using, I have a stomach ache today. Like, okay, we don't care.
Relax. It's not about you.
We're good. Like sometimes when someone comes on, they're like, I mentioned my in-laws. Can you make sure they don't? I'm like, they're not talking about your in-laws.
Don't worry.
Like that's
not going to make the final cut.
Yeah, like whoop. So I'm so used to it. And they film almost every day. So with Lemme stuff, like we take meetings for 4 hours talking about formulations with Courtney.
Right.
Like they're not using the formulation talk, but then like our doctors would be like, did I sound okay? I'm like, you sounded great.
You're a star.
Yeah, you won. So I think it's really natural. I've been on I've seen other shows film where it's a lot more directed.
Yeah.
Which I think would make me nervous. Like I could never have a producer say, like, text me, like, can you ask so-and-so this question? Like I would freeze. Like, I'm not good at being an actor.
Yeah.
And I know that happens on a lot of other reality shows.
Does it?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
we know that.
I sounded like we just watched the last season of Selling Sunset, and I'm like, this was some of the fakest reality TV I've ever seen.
Yeah, producers are texting them constantly being like, can you re-ask that question? Our cameraman was down.
Yeah.
So that happens all the time, and that doesn't happen with the girls.
Yeah. So you were one of the only non-family members to make it to the wedding for Courtney and Travis.
Yes.
Very exclusive. That's an exclusive event.
Yes, that was a really special event. We've had a relationship with Domenico Dolce for over 10 years. Courtney and I have been vacationing there in Portofino.
Yeah.
So like the relationship, like they're like part of our kind of fam. So it was this something that came up actually at my wedding. We were all like very tipsy at my wedding, and Domenico's partner Guy was like, "Do you guys want to have a wedding, your wedding in Portofino?" And we were drunkenly like, "Yes, let's start planning." And then we did.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful. I don't know if have you guys been to Portofino?
No.
It's so like I couldn't. It was like speechless. I was like, "Is this?" I kept pinching myself every morning. I mean, there's still those moments where you're like, I can't believe this is real.
Yeah.
Like it was that special.
It's so stunning. I tried to actually go last minute because I was in Italy and I was like, oh, let's just pop down for a day, like see. And honestly, like it was so everything that we were looking at I mean, you can't do anything last minute in Italy, but like the prices and the people. My brother had just been and he was like, Fran, honestly, there's so many fucking people right now. Like he was like, and I hate to say, like I kind like the Courtney, the influence they have is it's still so crazy and so huge. Like even obviously they put out the wedding special, but we all knew where the wedding was and saw the content from it. And then we got the wedding special, and it's like that is now circled on everybody's list. Like do you see how beautiful that is? I got to go there.
No, you got to go to Portofino. Yeah. No, like I know the Portofino Tourism Board is for sure like, yes.
Yeah. That happens with a lot of, like the White Lotus right now. Everybody wants to go to Sicily.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Where was your wedding?
So we did 2 weddings. We did one wedding in LA and then we did one wedding in Toronto because I'm Canadian, so it was just easier. And it was insane.
You had like the best wedding ever. Because I remember talking to Emma about it at the time, and I was like, you were at that wedding, and she was like, it was unbelievable.
It was so, you never know how a wedding's going to go, and there's always like challenging guests. You know, like you can't control your friends. But it was one of those weddings.
That's why you have 2.
Yeah, that's why you have 2. Yep. Oh no, I was like the Canadian family is going to part 2. It was so fun. We did like character drawings of every single guest that came.
Really?
It was like their menu card. Like a picture of their face, which like some of the guests were like, I can't believe you made me look like, but it was it was one of those nights where like everything just worked. Our best friend Melissa Wood, she married us, so it was so good.
That's amazing. I love when people do the like you said with the picture on the plate, like catered to them. I'm seeing a lot of people now do pictures that they have with the bride or groom. They put them on the plate.
It's so
which
nice.
I think is such a good idea. And then you think to yourself, like, if I don't have a picture with you, why are you coming to my wedding?
Yeah, why are you coming to my wedding? No, I had to go and like link, like some of the people like didn't have like we're on Instagram. Like I had to go on LinkedIn and like pull pictures and like, cause it was like the +1.
And that's why they didn't like their drawing.
No, and like, like people are like, oh, it was so nice your wedding planners did it. I'm like, I did this. I did like 185. Like I organized every drawing because I knew people were like, would hate their picture. Chloe was like, this is not my face. I was like, Chloe, please.
Like, no, Matt, you think I just found your girlfriend of 6 months? Like the wedding
I found her on LinkedIn. I found her on LinkedIn.
That is so funny.
So was New York an option for festivities, or like, because I feel like you're more of a New York
I am
guy.
I'm definitely more of a New York. I could never live in LA. I wanted to get married at this hotel that Phil and I had kind of spent a lot of time at. And it was the Bel Air Hotel in LA. And we thought it would also be a really good way to like weed out guests. Because like who's gonna fly all the way to LA?
Yep.
But they
came.
Oh my God.
They came. LA's not quite far enough.
It's not far enough.
We're gonna do out of the country.
No, we should have done. Everyone was like, "No, we will be there. And can we bring a +2?"
Because at least if you're out of the country, it's like people, maybe your passport's expired. Like,
no, and I was so annoying. I was like so shishy. I was like, please, respect our wishes and no social media. I like live stream my wedding. Like
I remember seeing so many like
your
pictures,
wedding,
videos.
you can do that.
No. I literally was like, you could repost it if I look great. Like I was out of control.
Once it happens and you're in the moment, you're probably having the best time.
The best time. Like I was floating. Like I never realized why people really I just wanted to have a party. And then once we got engaged, people believe in love. They still believe in love. They're like, even though we're cynical, like people really root for you. And I felt such love. Like the entire, from engagement to wedding, I just felt like everyone was rooting for us.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it was this euphoric feeling. Now they've turned. Now they're not with us anymore, but during that time, they were
like
with
you
us.
during the planning process.
Yes.
Because they want to know what's going on. And then after, like, all right, we're done with you.
And making those social media decisions, like for yourself is so funny because like obviously when you get in the moment you want to do whatever you want to do. Like I think of Diplo live streaming Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's wedding.
Insane.
Like it's just
Insane.
you make those rules you have to make the rules
Yeah.
for the other people, but there's
Yeah.
no rules for you.
Yeah.
Like for yourself.
Yeah, and like some guests like were snapping photos of other guests, and I was
Right.
like, "Is that the vibe? Like,
yeah. Is that the kind of wedding I'm
is
having?
that the kind of wedding?" I'm like, "Can you behave?"
Yeah. Yep.
That's so funny.
It's like you just hope when you have obviously some celebrities your wedding, like
Yeah.
people that you know in regular life can
Yeah.
be a normal human.
Yeah, be normal.
Like, be
Yeah, no,
normal.
everyone was really behaved. Kim had delivered this like killer speech on the rehearsal night, which I was like, please respect.
Yeah.
And she had made a comment about like her ex-husband, and like it just was like one of those moments where I was like, let's not pose.
Yeah.
And of course, like someone.
somebody-
yeah, now it's ringing a bell. I'm remembering it.
Yeah,
Yep.
she made a comment about like not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was, of course, like everywhere the next morning.
Yeah.
Right.
You just can't. You can't control everybody.
No, you
No, and
As much
honestly,
as
during
you
the
want.
moment, I was like, "It's fine, love
Yeah.
and light." Like,
Yeah.
nothing,
We love love.
Yeah, we love love. Like, I was so emotional. I wept my whole wedding. Phil was like, "I need you to pull it together."
You're embarrassing me.
No, I was blowing my nose down the aisle. Like, I don't know why. It just, I think it's just like the feeling of having like 200 people in a room who are
Yeah.
all just like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Where did you meet him?
Phil and I met on Tinder.
Okay.
He's a Long Island boy. I was swiping out of my district.
Island
yeah,
girl.
Smithtown.
Oh, that's,
Wow,
that's not too far
okay.
from me.
Okay,
Seaford.
so I was like swiping out of my district. I was like, the Tinder had this feature called
wait.
Passport, and I was like out of my range.
You made those miles go up.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'll do like 60 miles,
Yeah.
and we had a first date, and that was it. Like he moved in. He literally moved in like 4 months after our first date.
Wow.
I love that so
and
much.
yeah, he's like the sweetest, so not connected to any of, and like doesn't even know,
Yeah.
like, which is kind of perfect.
Yeah. It's just like you do what you do, babe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm
He has
good.
he has like this fragrance company called Sniff that has candles. I got to send you guys stuff.
Yes.
But he's the best. You guys got to meet him.
And so naturally you end up in the Hamptons because, you know,
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we spend the summers in Montauk, so we're Montauk people. Are you guys?
Montauk intimidates me so much.
Montauk is intimidating for
It's
me as
so
well, honestly.
intimidating to me.
Stop! It's your market. They love you in Montauk.
I don't know. Like it's,
I've one toe has not stepped into the surf lodge. I'm absolutely
right,
terrified.
same. So
No.
like the whole influencer world
Yes.
intimidates us.
Because
Like,
we're like adjacent, but we're not fully in.
we don't
if that
hang
makes
out
sense.
with a lot of
Like we get social anxiety like going out to
No,
these events.
I hear you, and so do I. And I, especially in that influencer world where they're all friends with each other,
Yes.
and it can sometimes feel very Montauk-y.
Right,
yeah.
But that's not Montauk. Montauk is like the cutest.
Oh, I mean, we've been to Montauk,
but I
I've-
just haven't been out.
Yes,
Oh.
and
Montauk.
I'll go with like my boyfriend's friends who they
Okay.
do share houses and stuff, and like we'll say, but everything I do out there is like planned by them. So
Got
it's like
it.
I'm not
You're not in the
running
weeds.
anything.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm just going where I'm told.
I wanna plan for you,
And
though.
Can
yes.
you? Because
Yeah.
I with my friends, we've been trying to figure out a weekend to go somewhere in July.
No, I
and
got you.
We're like, do we go to the Jersey Shore, which we
No.
know and love,
No.
or do we try to go to Montauk for a weekend
Yes.
and try it out?
No. You're coming to Montauk.
I'm putting my hope and trust into
No, I
you.
have like the gay Olympics running at my pool every
you
day.
go.
Like you're gonna have so much fun, and then we'll go to Surf Lodge. We'll just be naughty and go to Surf Lodge.
That's what I want to do, but I won't be afraid with you.
No,
as
we
long
were-
as you want us there.
Oh, are you kidding?
I think we get the feeling that people like don't want us around. Like not even that.
Not-
it's just like
it's-
I'm intimidated.
Oh
Like,
no! There's gonna no. There's gonna be a receiving line for you. No, it's like surf. We were there on Saturday, and like it is just a gong show. Like it's so much fun.
Were you there for who was playing Fisher? Did you see
I
any
should
of that?
know,
Yeah.
but like a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a DJ person, but like
it
purple,
obviously
purple
looks like
disco.
a blast.
Oh, is that the
And
same person?
D-
Okay.
different, but same kind of vibe. But
It was-
this- yeah.
I was 4 espresso martinis deep
Yeah.
and living.
Like I love to dance when I go out. I love dancing. Like that's like my whole vibe. So I know I would have a blast. But I just
we're gonna go together.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
please.
God, I'm forgetting the name. How about that now I'm just like chatting with you, small talk. Like
Yeah.
nobody's going to care about this, but how about that restaurant that burned down?
It really,
right before
so
the
sad.
weekend.
No, so sad.
Crazy.
And like their propane tank blew up or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
That's insane.
Like
And
it
we,
was
like,
totally
love-
brand new,
Yeah.
done, ready to go opening weekend, and Thursday
Yeah.
night the whole place
And
like,
burned down.
And it's what Common Ground was going
Oh,
through.
really?
And not now anymore,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was what they were doing.
I also
when they were-
love Common Ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have our time
Yeah,
in there.
we've,
No.
Yeah,
we've spent time there
spent
before.
plenty of time in
Oh,
there.
in,
Not
in
Montauk.
Montauk?
Oh, not
No,
in Montauk,
not
in New
Montauk,
York,
in the
but
city.
I never did the Montauk one. I'm forgetting there was one bar that I went to 9 million times a couple summers ago that I'm forgetting the name of.
Grey
That's
Lady?
Like maybe Grey
Rushmeyer's?
Lady. No, maybe Grey Lady.
Grey Lady.
'Cause
Grey
then it's
Lady's
like-
fun too.
Because is that more, it was like restaurant vibes, sitting, had dinner, and then turned into
No,
a club
maybe.
vibe.
No, that's not it. Grey Lady's full,
Full
club.
Okay. Then I'm thinking of something else.
There's
I
so
already
many.
forget
Like
what it
Montauk's
is.
kind of and there's like this place called Joni's, which you go to for like fresh wraps in the morning.
Yes.
I just
I
like
always see that.
Yeah.
Everyone posts that place.
yeah, it's like a cute. It's just we're kind of like off the beat. We're not
Yeah.
in town, so it's just a nice vibe.
You know, we'll test it out
Yeah,
again.
We'll have to test it out.
We
this
need
summer.
guidance,
Yeah,
but
we
we'll
do.
No,
trust
I
you. So
got
we'll-
you.
we'll-
You
I
are
love
now
planning.
our tour guide.
I love planning too. I love planning.
The last time I
It would be like a trip.
The
to
last time I
Disney,
was
but
in-
Montauk.
the last time I was in Montauk, I like had just a terrible time because I had some weird I don't even know. I got like a weird infection. My elbows. Remember I was sending you
Yeah, but you
pictures?
get burned.
And then my friend accidentally burned me with a hot tray of French fries. I got a scar on my arm
Oh,
from it.
no.
Yeah, it was
No.
just so honestly I could do with redoing.
Yeah, we need
No.
a
Fresh
a re-up.
memories.
I'm gonna plot the hotels. I'm
memories.
gonna plot it all. We're gonna
Perfect.
figure out a whole itinerary.
This
Perfect.
is so
Okay.
ideal.
What we've been talking for forever, so we'll wrap it up. But what are your like big summer plans? Where are you headed? I know you're going somewhere good.
Okay, so right now I think I may go to Mykonos.
Okay.
I'd like to stick to the gay agenda.
Yep.
And then we'll be in Montauk for most of July and August, and then we go to Italy on July 8th for like 4 days.
You're just gonna
I'm
miss
just
Fran.
gonna miss you. I'm there the 1st to the 8th.
Oh, so are you with your boyfriend?
Yeah, my family.
Okay.
As well.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Puglia. Am I saying it
Puglia,
right?
beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, I've never been.
Yes, that's also a new hot spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're
I
doing,
hear.
I mean, I'm doing classically. We're joking.
Sicily,
I'm doing
yeah.
Sicily and Como.
We did Sicily. Oh, amazing. Yeah, we did Sicily last year.
It's just I'm so excited. It's the
No,
best
it's such
place
a
ever.
treat. I want to move there. Like
I gotta
It
get
is.
to Italy. At
I
some
always
point.
think that, and then I'm like, I like to, you don't want to ruin a good thing when it's like you get to go, it's beautiful, you enjoy your vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to like when you
and
go
the
and have
convenience
to
of New
live
York
there.
City, there's no
exactly.
other city that's as convenient.
I was shocked when you told me you lived in New York City because
Yes.
remember we were trying to figure out. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, when you're in New York, you were like, I live here.
I'm here.
You're like, bitch, I can come anytime.
No, I'm actually
Yeah, yeah.
free 24/7. No, it's an optical illusion. For work, I like people to think that I'm in LA,
Yeah.
hobnobbing. I'm actually at home, like flicking. And then when I go to LA, I'm like posting, like I'm in LA, but I'm never there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Simon, thank you
Yes,
so much.
Thank
is so
you
fun.
so much.
Everyone, make sure you're following Simon everywhere, and then also getting your Lemme products. You can get them on Amazon, right?
You can get them on Amazon. Yeah.
Which is so
Love that.
convenient,
Yeah.
obviously.
You can get them the next day,
And
probably.
Hello.
your-
Yeah. Prime.
website everywhere. Follow them on Instagram as
Yes.
well and TikTok and everything, so you can get all Courtney's
Right.
ASMR. No.
Get
I'm,
on it.
I'm calling her. We're,
Okay,
we're on
perfect.
it.
Thank you. Thank
Simon,
you.
you're the best. We love you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. I love
you.
you. Montauk.
Yep.